Hey guys, what's cooking? I'm gonna tell ya. Today we're doing some apple pork chops. This is one of my favorites. This is the way I make my pork chops, and I discovered this a few years ago. And up until then, I just kind of like seasoned pork chops and made them the old-fashioned way, I guess we'd call it. And I haven't been able to go back to that ever since I had them with the applesauce. This is just so amazing. I love it. It's so good. So let's get to it. Okay, so here's our ingredients. As you can see, I have a bowl out, so you'll want to get a bowl out and also set out a frying pan. What we're gonna do is we are gonna start adding stuff into the bowl. So you can choose to start up your pork chops at this time, start cooking them up, and then start adding your stuff into your bowl and make your sauce for it. Okay, so now to add some stuff into the bowl, we have our 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. I mixed it all in that little container, so that's what you saw there. Next, you'll mix in 1 tablespoon of BBQ sauce, and then also a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And I like to just kind of give it a little mix here, and then I start adding in all the applesauce. So you can pour it into 1 cup, or you could do what I'm doing. Also, doing it this way saves you on dishes. I actually use more dishes when I do the cooking videos than when I normally cook, because obviously I'm pretty sure that you don't actually think I pre-prep every ingredient into a cute little dish every time I cook. Like, that's for you guys. Yeah, that is straight out for the video. A lot of the time I know generally how much a cup is, and yeah, a lot of the time I won't even use the measuring cups. But I know you guys like to have measurements, and who wouldn't, right? If you've never made the dish before, you want those measurements until you at least get to know the dish, right? But definitely you don't really need to measure those applesauces, because 4 of those snack cups does equal a cup. You do want it to be unsweetened, because it does become a sweet mix on its own. So if it's sweetened, I've actually never tried it with sweetened applesauce, so I imagine it would be a pretty sweet. Yeah, so aim for unsweetened for sure. Also, if you wanted a little garlic in here, you could add a clove of garlic. I didn't have any on hand the day I did this. I've actually had it both ways, with garlic, without, and both ways taste amazing. If you don't have a clove of garlic, you could just add some garlic powder, I guess, into the mixture. Yeah, or you could just sprinkle it right on your pork chops, have it that way, because you probably want to season your pork chops. I put salt and pepper on my pork chops, but you really gotta like salt and pepper to want to do that when there's salt and pepper in your liquid mixture. So that one is totally up to you guys. Just gonna tell you straight out that, like, there will be a peppery taste if you do add it on your pork chops as well as the sauce. And now we're just kind of waiting for the pork chops. I like to cook the pork chops a few minutes at least on each side before I start adding the mixture into the frying pan. You can also do this in the oven. I have tried both, and I feel like it's a little more flavorful from the frying pan. But if you do choose the oven, you're gonna set your oven to 350 degrees, and you'll place your pork chops in an oven-safe dish. You'll grab your sauce, and you're just gonna spoon that over your pork chops. and bake it for roughly 25 minutes. And if you're like me and choose to fry it, once you've put your sauce over the pork chops, it's medium heat for, I would say, between 8 to 10 more minutes. Now, what I like to do is I just pour some on top. I let it kind of cook in a bit, and then I flip the pork chops and pour more on the other side. And then you just kind of let them sit in there for a bit. In this time frame, you can be making your sides. Veggies don't take very long, 5 minutes. And mashed potatoes, as long as you've already peeled your potatoes and they're in the water, you should be able to sneak that in. So this probably looks like a lot of sauce in the pan, and it is a lot of sauce, but keep in mind that this is for 4 pork chops. So if you had a 4th pork chop in there, this is the perfect amount of sauce for that. For whatever reason, I always get like 3 pork chops. I really love the sauce, so I always have a ton of it on my pork chops. And I usually make mashed potatoes and veggies with this. I opted out of the veggies for this video, but I did make some mashed potatoes, and I actually like some of that sauce in my mashed potatoes. I won't put like right on the potatoes or anything, but I do like to kind of just dip my potatoes into it. It's really good. Okay, so they're basically done. At this point, you can just kind of turn off the heat, dish out your pork chops. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you really like these if you choose to make these. And they are super yummy, and I swear if you haven't had them this way before, I will be so surprised if you don't love them. I try to sneak this into my cooking at least once a month because I love this dish so much. So have a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.